very interesting today that no one said anything on Twitch, from what I saw, about Tectone. Very few people even talked about it, and so many people that were very close to Tectone, despite there being 7,700 posts about it, haven't said anything about it today. We're gonna watch a quick 1-hour video on Tectone. Apparently, and I quote, he hates this fucking video. So why don't we watch it, chat, before we get into all the bullshit, okay?
Tectone, a streamer with close to 1 million subscribers on both YouTube and Twitch, has spent the past year embroiled in a assault scandal with his ex-girlfriend, and while facing these serious allegations, it was discovered that his father, who he had brought on streams and podcasts, was one of the most infamous in U.S. military history. The absurdity of the situation piqued my interest, and after putting together a timeline of events and testimony, what I found was a man willing to lie, deceive, and manipulate those around him. Sourcing court documents I found, I believe this video will offer an exclusive look into what has really been going on with Tectone, and it is not good. Is he guilty? Well, by the end of the video, you will at least have some clarity as to how we got here. But you know what they say, like father, like son.
I don't know what happens, bro. Just bad follows me like the plague. You take my trash out?
Yes.
And why are you doing that?
Because Tectone is the breadwinner. He makes the money.
No, it's because you're a...
Responsible human being.
That's like saying you're gonna make but not have the money shot. It ain't if there ain't a money shot. She looks real submissive and looks like, in the words of Halsey, I can take a pounding.
She was going to do something much worse, so bad it would have ruined all of our lives. I'm not going to say what it was that she was doing, but it was so horrific it would have ruined all of our lives.
So to give you guys context of this moment right here, Pink, this is when Pink was dating Tectone, and this was when Pink was under the illusion that Freem, who was Tectone's first, not girlfriend, wife of 10 years, was a horrible woman who was convicted, who was saying that Tectone was a rapist and Tectone was a vile human being, and they settled out of court and they have an NDA now. So she was under the illusion that Freem was a terrible, terrible person. Yes, 10 years of a wife, was a terrible, terrible person, and that's why she's saying in this moment that Freem is a bad woman. She doesn't understand and doesn't know because Tectone didn't tell her the truth.
So bad it would have ruined all of our lives. I'm not going to say what it was that she...
Girls don't like crazy guys.
It's like abusive guys.
Well,
it will never not be the hottest thing ever when a thick female has a in their mouth. Am I gonna get canceled over this? No. You want to know why? Because I don't have secrets.
Tectone as a streamer is best known for playing and promoting gacha games like Genshin Impact, which from what I can tell is essentially like gambling for children, as these sorts of companies generate revenue from users gambling on pulls to get an endless supply of sought-after characters and items. Tectone would eventually host the Steak and Eggs podcast with Osmongold and Emaru. Before we can get to the absurdities of epigenetic, we need to go back to August of 2022 when Tectone's then wife Freem left him.
You've been losing weight. Do I look different than when I first started Camp Canoe?
Yeah.
Because I'm bald?
Because your face.
Abusive relationship.
That's why I'm leaving.
Okay, I don't like.
He immediately tries to grab her like, okay, wait, bro. You know Tectone had it in the back of his head when she said that too. Like, you don't just say that when someone punches you and go, abusive relationship. Like, they had talks about it off stream, and he was like, oh God.
Abusive relationship.
That's why I'm leaving.
Okay, I don't like this joke anymore. I don't like this joke. Frig, I'll give you a hug.
Bro, look how standoffish she is.
Freem, it really looks like she does not want him hugging her.
Oh my God, that's so cringe. Oh my God, ew, Tectone, ew. Ew, she does not want that.
From the body language of Freem, it really looks like she does not want him hugging her.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I have a hug back. The pound in the back feels very father-son-ish. Thank you.
Earlier, Tectone would explain to his stream that he had been hurting his wife for a very long
Can I have a hug back, please? Oh my God.
time, with pretty poor explanations, all while Freem was packing her things to leave him.
I want to get this announcement out of the way beforehand. I've heard that I have been hurting someone. I've been hurting someone that I care a lot about. Sometimes, Chad, caring too much is not good. It's really not. Sometimes you can mean well, but still cause, I guess, overbearingness to the people who you care about. Because we've been together since we were so young, we formed a very bad codependency
for
one another.
That's not why.
Sometimes when Frame isn't in the house,
don't believe his lies.
I can't function as a human
That's not why she
being
left.
at all.
That's
I just
not why
can't
she
do
left.
it. Because it got to a point where I didn't really
lying to
know
his
the
community and
difference
manipulating them right
of
now.
who I was and who Freem was. And when Freem wasn't around me, I didn't feel like a complete human being. And during that process, I hurt my wife because she was overworked. And y'all know that. It's even a meme. It's even a meme. Me yelling Freem. Freem! Sprinting over here. And so I've been hurting. I stopped seeing her as a different person. I saw her as myself. And I asked her to do too much. I asked her to help me too much. And Freem was also hurting me in a way where she wouldn't communicate with me because she was afraid due to her past relationships. But what I realized is a little bit too late, is that Freem is not me. And just because I'm okay with creating content 24/7 does not mean that my wife would be okay with that. I thought you were getting divorced. Same.
They would divorce only 4 months later for it, and Tectone would start a relationship with Twitch streamer and only Pink Chew.
But yeah, Ping is one of the best people I've ever met. She's
Right after being married for 10 years, Tectone immediately gets in a relationship with Pink Chew.
never done anything wrong. A amazing human being.
People would continue to question if Tectone was abusive. And
I want to give fucking hearts in chat for Pink Chew. I really do. I have heard her for hours talking about stuff and talking to me. And the fact that I seriously appreciate this fucking girl for having the balls to go after Tectone and doing this shit. Despite the fact that the fucking internet wouldn't listen to her because she has... The fact that people wouldn't listen to her, would continue to platform this guy, and would continue to treat him like he's a good person. You actually stood up for yourself, stayed silent, wait 2 years, waited for court, and you finally got the justice you deserve. You deserve everything you got, and I'm proud of her for fucking doing it. She had one lawyer, they had 5, and she won. 5.
How do I deal with them? I love him.
Don't touch me.
I'm patient.
No, you're not. You're like the most impatient, moody I've ever met.
Patient when it comes to you.
Freem, I carry our marriage, and you know that. Freem, you know that.
I think we have a pretty 50-50 marriage.
You're high.
Tectone gives the game away in this clip for being a wholly unlikable tool and a with
You're high. I'm not saying you don't help, but do you think it's 50-50? Explain.
I mean, okay.
I would unironically say I'm probably one of the best husbands on planet Earth.
You're a very good husband.
No. I wouldn't say very good. I would say one of the best.
I'm just saying, like, you carry in social aspects, I carry in the back end tech stuff. And I feel like together we make a good team.
But marriage, dude, I am the conflict resolution god.
Yeah, you are.
I can't wait till you see what I have today.
100% you are.
I am the greatest shoulder to cry on. I am the greatest consoler.
I can't wait to show you what I have today.
Everything, the romantic shit I do is crazy.
I never said that you weren't.
But you never said that I was.
Okay, you are an incredible husband.
How accommodating I've been is insane.
He's really channeling that inner narcissistic sassy gay man to tell his then wife that she isn't worth anything. And he's the best guy ever.
How accommodating I've been is insane. Why are you not saying anything?
I'm saying, Yes, I agree. Of course.
So for like marriages and emotions and understanding and communication, I would say I do about 90% of that.
Oh my god, yeah, you don't shut up.
Okay, there we go.
Yep, I was literally going to say she's stress picking because she's trying to zone out. You could tell Freem here is trying to disassociate because Tectone just doesn't shut the fuck up and shits on him.
Majority of marriages can be...
When this car clip resurfaced online, Tectone went to sweep it up directly. But specifically what I find interesting
Minus
is this quote.
2.5k likes.
We pretty much had to get it.
Our marriage was good for 8 years, but bad for the last 2. It was getting to the point where we were both resented each other. Content creating took a toll on both of our mentals and changed. We, us, they, here, no. You got fucking served in court and you know it's so bad that you had an NDA on her and you have an NDA and you can't talk about it because you don't want to talk about it. So you gave her $30,000 because you know that you are such an abusive fucking husband that you want to make sure no one knows about it.
To save our friendship, which worked and was definitely for the better. You may not realize it yet, but this is just an outright manipulative lie by Tectone, something I will explain in more depth shortly. Tectone would further present this narrative that everything was all good on stream.
Also, you gotta understand, like, Freem doesn't like when people paint me as a villain, right? Because it kind of just, like, decredits our entire marriage, right? Like, a couple of bad moments doesn't ruin 10 years, you know what I mean? I just really want Freem to be able to get out of the public eye. That's all I want.
Sure we do.
And please, God, nobody clip this, please. It's just very hard for me to talk about Freem. because she was my wife for a very long time, and I don't like remembering how ugly the end of our marriage got. My life's going in a great direction, and that's the only reason why it hurts. That's the only reason why it's scary. Am I gonna get canceled over this? No. You wanna know why? Because I don't have secrets. The last 2 years were really rough. It was really rough. Now the that I would do with Freem, the vacation I would do with Freem, that wasn't good, right? I'm probably gonna delete this VOD after this stream. But holy dude, my friends can't even react to me without it being a hate thread. It's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry.
After a back and forth on Twitter about Freem being free from Tectone occurred, Freem would clarify the situation with, quote, "Since some think this is playful banter, it's not. We are not on good terms, by the way."
Yeah, dude, Tectone, I remember when this tweet went out.
Sorry.
After a back and forth on Twitter about Freem being...
This was a post about my donathon being over, by the way. Tectone said thank you to try to clarify. And she ratios him and says, I've been free of you for months.
Being free from Tectone occurred, Freem would clarify the situation with, quote, "Since some think this is playful banter, it's not. We are not on good terms, by the way. But this is between me, him, and our lawyers. Sorry for not wanting to talk about my personal life online. Some things just shouldn't be used for content." Discord DMs were sent to Tectone and Pink of Freem posting screenshots of a bra being purchased on Amazon from Tectone's account well prior to his divorce, and then Pichu wearing it at a later date. Freem also still had access to the security cameras and posted pictures of Pinkchu coming in and out of Tectone's house. This was on a date where Freem was supposed to be with Tectone for Christmas. Because of these new posts, Tectone and his new girlfriend would strike back at Freem viciously. I want to jump ahead and let everyone know that Pink has since stated that she was used as a pawn by Tectone to attack his ex-wife, Freem. That he convinced her and told her to do everything that's about to happen. Regardless of the merit of these claims, you cannot convince me that Tectone was not aware of what his current girlfriend was about to levy at his ex-wife. Keep this in mind for what's about to come next. Tectone's current girlfriend, Pink, would post the Discord DMs of Freem and respond with, quote, "This woman is a criminal and has caused me so much anxiety and distress the last year, I needed to take a break. She spied on me with cameras, even private moments, and shared it with my colleagues and friends illegally. Without knowing her, she spread rumors about me, tried to ruin my career and friendships. I didn't go to the police in fear of what she would do because she is completely obsessed with me and is unhinged." Freem would respond to Pink with, quote, "Have your lawyers reach out to mine." Tex had their info for months. Pink would then start a live stream attacking Freem and announcing she had gone to the police to press charges on Freem for revenge. What you're about to see was all planned, and Tectone would actually raid Pink's stream prior to her starting.
Tectone's ex-wife has been stalking and harassing me and Tectone for over a year now. She has not left us alone. She has stalked bank statements, internet history, was spying on me when I came to visit Techie, because I guess she originally was spying on Techie, and spread revenge of footage that is considered revenge to people from the cameras as well. I have gone to the police. Here is a police report. I try to clear up as much as I can. I have a police report. The cops are doing their thing. I'm not going to get into the specifics about the revenge. And yes, her spreading revenge is sexual harassment if she doesn't want to believe it. I thought she was going to make the video that she took of me public. So I called her out. That was the first thing, because I was scared she was going to start a public narrative.
Why is she blaming Freem when it's Tectone? Because she doesn't know. Because she's being manipulated by Tectone, because Tectone is a very manipulative guy, and he's manipulating her, who doesn't know anything, into thinking that Freem is sharing the screenshots and pictures of the garage and everything else, sharing screenshots and doing all these things and spreading sex stuff and sexually harassing her. He purposely did this. This was all planned by Tectone to have his new girlfriend try to ruin her life.
Against me. She has ruined Tectone's image.
Are you starting to notice some things? Pink later said that there was no revenge. So who was telling her that there was? She also tries to run narrative for Tectone. She even brings up the divorce court papers.
Is she a little kid or something, someone said? Listen, she didn't know and didn't understand the situation. This is just for a few months, and you're going to see the reality of when she realizes and what happens, okay?
Tectone canceled plans with Freem is because I was a new friend to Tectone. Tectone had talked to me about the mental abuse he went through with her.
No, I'm not autistic.
He confided in me all the abuse he was dealing with, the cheating, and how hurt he was. And I told him, I don't feel comfortable meeting her. I don't want to know this person. I feel very uncomfortable. I think you should maybe take a step back and maybe get some help and think about, what has happened, because I felt bad. Like, he still had empathy for her, even after getting cheated on, even after a lot of stuff she did to him.
Reached out to Tectone to get his side of the story in any context I could.
Yeah, right.
At first he said he was happy to answer any questions until he realized how meticulously I had gone through everything. I asked him what the allegations were that Pink mentioned were going to ruin all of their lives, not letting him know I already had the court documents proving what they were. And he lied to me. He said, quote, "No allegations were going to be made against me. This was between her and another woman."
Oh my god, he just lied. He just full on lied. Oh my god, what a loser. He just fucking fully lied to this dude. Good job, Tectone. You fully lied. If that doesn't prove what the fuck kind of person he is, then what does?
Provably a lie.
It was so horrific, it would have ruined all of our lives.
Freem would respond to all this with, "I'm well aware of the many lies that continue to be said about me, my relationships, and my alleged actions. As social media isn't the appropriate forum to address legal matters, I'll just say that neither I nor my attorney has heard from anyone about actually resolving this matter. I won't be commenting on this further." He doesn't touch you, doesn't have sex with you, just keeps you around as a machine and degrades you.
Now, me personally, I'm going to just keep it 100%. It will never not be the hottest thing ever when a thick female has a dick in their mouth. I will never need anything more than that. And it's just like, wow, bro, look at this human vacuum cleaner.
Makes you feel ugly. Don't wear baggy clothes. Straighten your hair. At least wear eyeliner around the house. Your self-worth totally crushed. I hate that people warned me. I didn't listen because I was so manipulated. I hate that I was lied to when another girl who went through worse was trying to come forward.
Went through worse, by the way. Wait till you hear the court shit, okay?
Freem was originally going to go public with allegations of abuse against Tectone. This is why Tectone had Pink go nuclear on Freem and accuse her of revenge and file a police report. This would lead to lawsuits involving Freem and Pink. Many of the claims Tectone was making that Pink would parrot were determined to be false, and the case would be settled after the determination in Freem's favor. Now, another settlement outside of this lawsuit.
In Freem's favor. I want you to remember that. It was in Freem's favor, which means they found what he did to be right, and they settled outside of court. And she signed an NDA. I wish she fucking didn't, but she did it, and I don't know. She did. She didn't want to deal with it. Maybe she just wanted the money to move on because she knew that Tectone was just going to keep harassing her, and his community was. I don't know, but yes, it was an abusive relationship on Tectone, and she signed an NDA, took money, and left.
It happened between Tectone and...
So because of that, Freem did that. Tectone was still on the loose to do this to another girl and continue doing this for the rest of his life. And that's why I'm proud of Pink Chew for standing up for herself. We'll keep going.
Today, you are going to see me at my worst. Today, I feel like gonna be real. And I'm gonna address this right now because this is not content for me. I mainly just want my mods to hear this because I know a lot of my mods know about this. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. This ain't funny. This ain't cute. I can no longer help someone who is this stupid. I can no longer try to protect someone that is this stupid, who would betray me this much. And guys, I'm gonna keep this vague. I'm gonna keep this vague for a reason. Okay? So if you're confused, you're gonna stay confused. I know the person who needs to hear this is gonna hear this. And I mean this genuinely. I did everything for you. I helped you with everything. I fixed everything for you. I was there for you like nobody else was there for you in your whole life. Your words, not mine. The fact that you're letting these people get into your ear, people, the same people who are talking behind my back illegally, by the way, the same people who placed me under an NDA where I cannot talk about them. I know they're talking to you right now behind the scenes, and they're getting you to believe in bull, letting them get in your head and make you imagine problems that never happened.
This is such an insane explanation. His ex-wife manipulated her to create all of the things Pink talked about. Does that sound logical?
And it's insane how these things that have happened in your own mind, you are now coming at me, and this just isn't cute. So I am going to leave it at this. My lawyer is going to be contacting your lawyer, the same lawyer that I helped you get because you were scared. I'm not fucking around.
He got her the lawyer.
With this.
Yeah, Pink was scared of a woman that she self-admittedly had never even met or spoken to. Obviously, everything that she knew was coming from Tectone.
Yep.
Let's just look at a portion of the lawsuit Pink filed against Freem, and you tell me. On August 18th, 2022, Tectone hosted a live stream where he went on a real-life adventure visiting several anime shops and attending an elaborate and expensive sushi dinner. On the same day, Freem was extremely jealous of Tectone's adventure and was pouting in her office. Noticing Freem, Kurzum suggested they go out on their own adventure. Freem was excited by the prospect of going on a date with her crush, Kurzum, and agreed. Freem decided to impress Kurzum and put on her hottest outfit, a 2002 era Kim Possible look with turtleneck and cargo pants.
Why the fuck is that known, bro? What the fuck is wrong with Tectone? Bro, that's the only way that they would know that is if Tectone told her those exact things. Because it's not like Pink Chew was around back then. The only one that was in the house was Tectone.
She also made sure that her hair and makeup were perfect. Spance mentioned that Tectone was intimidating because Tectone was larger and louder than Spance, which was extremely rare. Unprovoked, Freem responded that Spance shouldn't be intimidated by Tectone because he has a micro.
I'm going to let you know something, chat. There are some signs today that show he has a micro. I didn't know this was going to be said. You will hear some signs of him having a micro. Tectone has a micro. Keep in mind, this is not someone saying this behind their backs. This is not someone saying something publicly to piss them off. This is legal documentation that she is willing to say under oath, or at least the lawyer talk, of Tectone, unprovoked Freem responded that Spaz shouldn't be intimidated by Tectone because he has a micro. Isn't that crazy? Like, that is in documents.
I just find it rich that after getting Pink involved in this, letting her pursue revenge charges, then attempting to sue Freem based on Tectone's testimony of events, he takes absolutely no responsibility for any of this whatsoever.
Yep, microtone. Actual micro. And keep in mind, like I said, that's not someone going around whispering that in someone's ear. That is his ex-wife saying that he has a micro on court documents.
Makes me question.
And you will hear more on him having a micro.
Just how culpable Tectone was after all the drastic measures Pink took against Freem, that they are now on good terms.
If you want to do this, then let's do this. But I can't sit here and hear your dumb schizo the out, which I thought you were medicated for. I guess not. Schizo the out repeatedly.
My ex-wife and ex-girlfriend are crazy, and he says schizo out. You will hear more about this shit and realize what lies and how he deflects everything he says onto these girls.
So enjoy. My lawyer will be contacting your lawyer, and we're going to shut this down right now, because this is ridiculous. I tried to be cordial. I tried to be nice. I tried to be happy. I tried to help you. And that's the way that you're going to repay me? Great.
The next day, Tectone would post a response on Twitter as well, giving Pink 2 weeks to apologize and retract her statements, or he will pursue legal alternatives. He also proclaims that he was a victim of assault as well, which is not a good response to SA allegations. I'd be the abusive rape if I'm the
You triggered my card!
Next day, Kitnetic on Twitter makes this post, which I find pretty interesting. Quote, "It's pretty damning that 2 women I was very close to told me the exact same story about the same man without ever having spoken to one another."
I heard the same thing from Freem.
Pressure would mount until Tectone decided to go live on the 24th and make the single worst response to allegations I have ever seen in my time online.
We're going to talk about everything. However, in regards to a specific situation, I am only going to give you the tip of the iceberg, because the rest I am going to hold until I need to say it.
Now would probably be a good time to talk about maybe a little bit more than 5% Tectone, actually provide receipts or talk about the situation.
No, it's just a classic deflection of I'm just going to wait till the lawyers talk for these guys. If they have nothing to hide.
Micro tip of the iceberg.
If they have nothing to hide and they have their big audiences to go back on, why don't you just talk about it and show the receipts? Oh, it's because we're just going to wait till the lawyers talk. Yeah, because you're just trying to wait and stall out you possibly can for anyone to care about the story. That's why you wait. That's why you do that.
More in depth, considering your last 2 girlfriends appear to be calling you a rape.
I want to let you guys know one thing. I am not going to tell you a single lie this entire stream. At least I'm gonna try not to. And you know what's crazy? Oh, and guys, in case you don't know what the allegations are, let's just get them out of the way. I have been accused by my ex-girlfriend of being
right there. I would just walk out of that room and be like, "What do you mean you're not going to try to to lie? What?
Being abusive, mentally abusive, and potential. I've been accused of all those things. And before, there's a guy in chat who's saying, again, this isn't an again thing. This is a one-time thing.
It's not. Literally right there proves that in court, it was multiple women accused you of pretty bad fucking and abuse for years. Not just a one-time thing, for years.
Again.
That's a lie.
Liar!
He's a liar.
In my 30 years of being alive on this earth, there are 2 things that I've never done. I have never cheated. I have never placed anyone under an NDA.
Tectone unfortunately forgets to include the in the list of things he's never done. Keck.
I'm going to give you guys 5% of the proof and the evidence that I have in my favor. He doesn't touch you, doesn't have sex with you, and keeps you around as a blood machine and degrades you. First of all, I've never degraded you. I never have, never will. And the other reason is Pink. You understand why I would not have sex with you. As a victim of assault and
That's not why.
myself,
Why do you think he couldn't have chat?
I had trauma when it came to having sex. This is a known fact. I have told you this from day one. I've also said, if you can't handle it, it is what it is. I don't want to apologize for being
Isn't this
and
crazy?
being scared.
So this isn't a big secret, but a context you should probably have is that this was the case for the majority of the 10 years with Freem and 2 with Pink, which corroborates
taking
Pink's
the Israeli
allegations, the
victim
type
line
of physical
tech.
relationship that was had. Tectone attempts to offer this as an explanation, but it really just illustrates how disordered he is.
Now, I would like everybody to know, over the course of the past 4 months, I have since gotten over that.
Well, that's a bit convenient.
I'm understanding everything the romantic do is crazy.
The demon is a liar.
So, I would say, talking about things is good.
Tectone addresses Pink's post and provides only a single receipt, which in his mind is going to clear the entire debacle up. Must be pretty damning. Let's take a look.
Guilt trips you into giving
We call what
jobs and
Tectone
says,
has the
do
2-inch
your
pinch."
job, you don't pay rent. I took you to a water park, so you owe me. Pink, you implied that I was paying you to suck my. That is not true. You know that's not true. What you would do is, you would go upstairs, you would record your, and then you would beg me to suck my. You say that I would say, do your job, you don't pay rent. This is factually untrue.
He says because he wants people to degrade her.
Here is you paying rent, not one time, but multiple times. That is you paying rent. And now what you might be
Now you know that wasn't rent.
thinking is, oh, well, maybe those are just edited screenshots. Well, then if you're not happy with my
See what I've been sitting on for a long time, chat?
word, allow me to show you your own. My trauma with Tectone. I have been Tectone's roommate for a year now, and I can say he is one of the most understanding, kindest persons I have ever met, and contrary to popular belief, I do pay rent, Lamau.
Total Tectone victory.
Yep.
He did it. She paid rent.
Yep.
She was lying, right? Only there's one big tech dope issue.
She never said that she never paid rent. She said that Tectone told her that since you don't pay rent, you have to pay me back in these other ways.
Yes.
And then we literally saw a video of him doing exactly
So it's
that.
fucking bullshit.
She never said that she never paid rent. She said that he said she never paid rent.
Is that the garbage has not been taken out in 7
this makes
days.
chat realize
It's Pink's
is that a lot of
responsibility.
streamers
The reality
are
is that she's in my
mentally
house
ill
role
and
playing
need
as a
professional help.
goth Hooters orderer, waitress. And honestly, it's really annoying because the reality is she doesn't pay rent. The reality is she doesn't pay rent.
Nice job, Tectone, you fucking.
And I know that now that I have shown proof with receipts that I am cleared of all wrongdoing.
Oh my god, bro. He didn't even show anything. He showed nothing besides the fact that he's like, bro, it's crazy.
Biggest photo you see is of Colonel Michael Robertson. He was convicted of 14 accounts of assault.
14 accounts.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, folks.
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on assault charges. Yeah, you be hanging with. The you be hanging with. And it was your mans. He was your boy. How you grew up with him.
After being embroiled in abuse and allegations for months, Tectone's own father turned out to be possibly the most infamous in U.S. military. His father was such a that they literally had televised C-SPAN Congress hearings in an attempt to stop future assaults by using him as the example. Tectone's ex-girlfriend Pink would also say on Twitter that wasn't going to say anything, but that guy would not stop talking about how he wanted to have relations with a podcast member, made jokes about women being
I'm going to tell you a story right now that I've had in my back pocket for a year. And I want you guys to hear it. This is alleged because I didn't hear it from the main source. I heard it from someone very close to the main source. After me and Emmy broke up, Tectone one time went to Emmy's house when her parents were there. And allegedly, Tectone went to her parents' house, sat down while she wasn't there, and told them that he thinks that he would be a great boyfriend for her and that he should date her. When Emmy came home, her parents thought that she was dating Tectone. I heard this. Allegedly. We talked about it all the time, that Tectone was in love with Emmy. It was weird. He was always obsessed with her. He would always talk about her in weird ways. It was fucking annoying. We also knew that he hated me because of it. It was so fucking obvious to anyone that has one fucking IQ that Tectone was jealous that I was dating Emmy. That guy would not stop talking about how he wanted to have relations with a podcast member. I'm guessing he wanted to fuck Asman's teeth in. Made jokes about women being in Vietnam and made me extremely uncomfortable. I tried to say something and was told it wasn't a big deal. Yep, just wait.
Vietnam made me extremely uncomfortable. I tried to say something and was told it wasn't a big deal. He would say the woman who accused him of SA in the military were liars, and I still can't believe he was allowed around other female content creators.
So Pink Chew says that Tectone knew the entire time and that the women who accused him of the military were liars. So Pink Chew thinks and says that he said it knew the entire time.
Including me. The truth always comes to light, and I hope those women know they did the right thing. I consider Tectone a liar and a manipulator of his audience, spinning stories to attempt to escape the smallest of controversies such as cheating, to the more extreme lying in the case of his response to allegations against Pink, and how he spun the rent situation. I began making this video over the absurdity of his father's infamous rape, coupled with his own allegations, and came away with revelations of his ex-wife alleging abuse that led to false police reports, lies, and lawsuits in response to this abuse potentially becoming public. This, coupled with the ex-girlfriend's abuse allegations, are a catastrophic combination for Tectone. It is the consistent lying and content of character of the parties involved which should lead people to look at the story again with all the events and timeline in front of you to consider. That being said, cheers everyone.
This video is great because it shows the reality of who Tectone is before I even go public with the things that I have right now. And by the way, this is not everything. I'm gonna let you guys know what I have was written down. I wasn't there, so don't say this is from me. This is not from me. This is from Axion. I sent Axion there, and Axion went and wrote down notes for 7 hours and wrote things down and told me. So when I'm going over this, I wanna let you guys know that this is Pink's lawyer who is speaking, and this is Tectone. Okay, get Axion in a call. Sure. Yo, what up, bro?
What up?
All right, let's go through this, okay? I wrote this all down last night, and I can tell you what was said. Okay? Axion was the one in court. All right? Keep in mind, Pink Chew's lawyer was one lawyer versus 5 people. She said, why would you tell her you can talk about your experiences, which is stuff, but my client cannot talk. Why would you tell her you can talk about your experiences, which Tectone would constantly talk about everything on stream, but my client cannot talk about her experiences when she doesn't name you? This refers to the tweet where Pink Chew says how terrible he was and how he would grab her head and force her to suck his. Tectone said, well, 1, because it didn't happen, and 2, because everybody knew what she was talking was about me. All right, and can you tell me this, if you ever make her write words on her face? Yes. And how many times did you record her? A lot. And how many times did you tell her, no, I don't want to be recorded? Never. How many times did you actually agree to be recorded? Every time she'd hold the camera. And tell me this, you made a reference, I hope this is interesting, about how she tried to have a conversation with you about non-consensual versus consensual, and it made you uncomfortable, so you didn't want to discuss it. Oh, she said she would be okay with consensual, non-consensual because she was bored and didn't want to have.
That's a mistake. He didn't want to have.
Oh, he didn't want to have. Why do you think he didn't want to have? All right, and what did you have her write on her forehead? I have never had her write, but I did have her write here with an arrow pointing down. And did you tell that she would you would have a with her if she did this and have a normal relationship? Never. No, that was just dressing up. So basically, she wanted to have a normal relationship with, and he would tell her, if you keep doing this, then one day we will finally have. So they never had. He would just use her as a quote machine. Why wouldn't he want to have and force her to just give him? Why would you not want to have her? She's an attractive girl. Why would you just want only? That's a degrading thing to do to a woman. Is that correct? Oh, she would frequently cosplay herself. Oh, so she would frequently degrade herself. How does an outfit the same as writing derogatory statements on someone's face make sense and come here. I guess I didn't really see it as degrading, and it was also kind of her idea to make this things go on in the bedroom. So isn't that maybe the problem, Mr. Robertson, that she views what you did as non-consensual and you just don't see it that way? I think if I was ever informed a single time that was wrong, I would immediately say, well then let's not do it, to be completely honest. Just wait, chat. Okay, but that's not true. You actually would sit her down with a whiteboard and go over everything to convince her that she was wrong. I'm failing to see how this two connect, but I don't understand what you in regard we've talked about with the whiteboard. And you would sit down with her with the whiteboard, and whatever position she was taking, you were all disagreeing on, correct? If we were having an argument and not seeing eye to eye, and we weren't seeing eye to eye, visual aid really helped her as well as to me. This dude would pull out a whiteboard to explain why she is wrong about consensual, non-consensual. Are you kidding me? He would have to bring out a whiteboard and say, oh, the reason why is because she doesn't understand it. So I have to visually show her and explain it. So we would have a conversation of non-consensual, consensual on a fucking whiteboard. And he admits it. This is him talking. You know what coercive control is, right? Yes. And you told her that she has memory problems, right? I believe we had discussions on her memory not being as sharp as it is. I'm sure we've had conversations about memory. And because you believe that her memory recollection, because of what she is saying now, is false and incorrect. Do I believe her current memory is incorrect? Yes. Is that what you're saying? So he would literally tell this girl that she has memory problems. And that's the issue. He has memory problems and would sit her down with a whiteboard trying to tell her that she is wrong when it comes to consensual and non-consensual. You want to know why? Because he would grab her face and have her suck his d. You want to know why he wasn't having sex with her? Because he's a fucking micro penis. So in conclusion, after 7 hours of things, and we were going to go over the transcripts, by the way, on Monday or Tuesday, whenever we can grab them, the judge claimed that they found sufficient evidence to think that he did commit. So normally it would stop there, right? That would be the end of it. Civil court, maybe he has to pay the legal fees, call it a day. No. It was so bad that the judge made him delete all video and evidence and every picture he had of things that he took when she didn't want it, of times that he grabbed her and forced her to suck his and times that he made her do things she didn't want to do, and times that she didn't want to be recorded. The judge said, delete everything about Pink Chew on your phone or I'm going to try you for criminal charges. That he is ordered to remove and delete and get rid of all pictures and videos without her permission, and even with or he will face criminal charges. He is forced to pay her attorney fees, around $50,000. The protective order is for 10 years, chat. I don't think a lot of you understand how crazy it is to get a protective order. That means that when Tectone goes on planes, he has to do something. That it's going to follow Tectone for the next 10 years of his life. It is serious shit. And he can't own guns. He can't own any type of weapon in his house. They're all going to get seized. He can't have any of it. He can't talk about her or any time can talk about her on stream. He can't own guns and ammunition. He must stay at least 200 yards away from her. And if they happen to be in the same place at the same time by accident, he must leave immediately. He cannot contact her, talk about her, or have other people talk about her. I would like to thank all of you for coming to my small little retreat tonight. The rest will be on transcripts on Monday and Tuesday when we get them. Enjoy the weekend, and you should watch me at kick.com/Mizkif. Your favorite creator was wrong about me, okay?